Our next topic is how participants saw the movement. When Gandhiji relaunched the civil disobedience movement, many groups joined it. The groups that joined Gandhiji were the peasants, business class, industrial workers, and women. Most of the group that joined Gandhiji in civil disobedience movement had their own ideals. They meant Swaraj in their own way. Now have a look how peasants in the countryside saw the movement. In the countryside, the rich peasants group like the Patidars of Gujarat and the Jats of Uttar Pradesh. They were active in the movement. They produced the commercial crop, but they were very hard hit by the trade depression and the falling prices. In such circumstances, the group of peasants were unable to pay the revenue to the government. As their cash income disappeared, they found it very impossible to pay the revenue that was demanded by the British government. The Patidars of Gujarat and the Jats of Uttar Pradesh requested the British government to exempt them from paying their revenue. This group of rich peasants demanded the exemption from paying the taxes, which was totally rejected by the British government. This all led a widespread distress among the farmers. That's why the rich peasants and farmers enthusiastically support the civil disobedience movement. The poor peasants demanded to minimize their revenue and gave up unpaid rent to the landlords. At times when there was depression continued and their cash income became very low, the small tenants found it very difficult to pay their rent. But unfortunately, the Congress denied to support no rent at many places. This led intense situation between poor peasants and the Congress. The next group was of business class that included the industrialists and the merchants. They were against the policies that restricted business. Thus, the industrialists and the merchants, with the hope of expanding their business as they earned huge profit during the First World War, became anti of the colonial policies and supported the civil disobedience movement when it was started first time. The industrialists and merchants were keen on expanding their business. Now they reacted against the British government policies that restricted their business activities. They also wanted the protection against importing of foreign goods in India. The business class group wanted a rupee sterling foreign exchange ratio that would discourage the imports in India so that they can expand their production not only in our country but also it can hamper the imports of the foreign goods in India. To organize business interests, they formed the Indian Industrial and Commercial Congress in 1920 and the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries FICCI in 1927. The prominent industrialists, those who support the civil disobedience movement and were the part of the Industrial and Commercial Congress were Purushottam Das, Thakur Das, and G.D. Birla. These industrialist group attacked colonial control over the Indian economy and supported greatly the civil disobedience movement when it was first time launched. The business class group gave financial help and refused to buy or sell imported goods in India. Most of the businessmen came to see Swaraj as the best time when colonial restrictions on business would no longer existed. This could help out them on expanding their trade and business without any competitiveness. But after the failure of second roundtable conference, the business groups were no longer happily and enthusiastic for the support of the civil disobedience movement. Thus, the failure of the roundtable conference made the business class group unwilling to support the civil disobedience movement further. The next is industrial workers. The industrial workers did not participate in the civil disobedience movement other than the Nagpur region. These workers supported boycott of foreign goods, especially with the hope that their wages and the working conditions will improve. Only few of them followed the Gandhian programs. They did strike by railway workers in 1930 and dock workers in 1932 with the hope that their working circumstances might be improved. The people participated in the movement. In 1930, thousands of workers wore Gandhi caps, protested and boycott campaigns in Chota Nagpur region. The civil disobedience movement was joined by the industrialists and they came closer to the Congress. That's why most of the industrial workers remained away from them. When the workers participated in the protest and boycott campaigns, the Congress remained aloof or passive towards the workers' demand because they did not want to lose the support of the industrialist group. Because this industrial group gave financial support in the civil disobedience movement, which Congress did not want to lose. The support of Indian National Congress to the industrialists made industrial workers stayed away from the civil disobedience movement for a long time period. An important feature of the civil disobedience movement was women's participation. During Gandhiji's Salt March, women enthusiastically participated. Women participated in the protest march, manufactured salt, picketed liquor shops, and burnt foreign cloth. They even went to jail. Women felt that the service of the nation was their prime duty. Not all women participated in the movement. In urban areas, women were from the high caste families, and in rural areas, they belonged from the families of rich peasants. Women, those who came from the background of peasants, business class men, and working women, they believed that serving the nation was a sacred duty of women too. But Congress did not allow women to hold any position, only physical presence.